Here's my new to me 1982 BMW 320i that I just got done. I'm doing a very rough cleaning on. All I did was spray purple power on the panels a little bit at a time, wiped them clean, and then rinsed everything down. And then I did the interior as well because this thing was very, very dirty. Been sitting outside, but look at it now. Also cleaned these wheels really quickly. That came out nice. Tires will need to be replaced, of course, because they are old. There's the original paint. I'm absolutely thrilled with this thing. I am so ecstatic to have this. These are hard to find, and I'm going to bring it back to life. I did a rough vacuuming and wipe down of the interior. The driver's seat is rough, which sucks, but that's okay. The passenger seat is actually good. I like these doors. You got to really close them to get them to close. It's just such a good looking car. I've not cleaned the wheels on this side. High mileage car, but I don't really care about that. This is a classic and worthy restoration. Oh, popped open the sunroof and started to clean in here because it was filthy, and it's still pretty dirty, but you can imagine it was caked with crap. This seal has come off. It's old and broken. I need to replace that whole thing so it will hold the water out. I think I already showed you guys this, but I cannot believe the paint on the underside of this trunk. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It comes with an original toolkit, which is just freaking awesome. I love time capsules like this. I absolutely love this. This is, I've dreamed of doing this kind of thing since I was little, and watching Wheeler Dealers and Meekum auto auctions and Barrett Jackson and all that jazz. Gosh, I'm so thankful to be able to do this. All right, more to come. I have not started it or tried to start it. I've heard it turn over, but it does not fire. So I will replace the spark plugs, put an air filter in it, check spark, yada, 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 you know, whole shebang, and see if we can get it to fire. So I changed the spark plugs on my 82 320i to the proper spark plugs, and pulling the old ones, some of them were barely seated. I checked for spark, all four are getting good spark, so that's awesome. Then I tried to troubleshoot why it's not starting, because it'll turn over just fine but never fire. So the next thing is fuel. I pulled the fuel pump relay. I bridged that one, I believe, and that one I think is what you're supposed to bridge. Nothing. I checked it with it in by pulling the main fuel line, took it all the way off, and nothing. No gas coming out, and you can smell the old gas for sure. So it's definitely old gas. More than likely the fuel pump is bad, or just the lines are completely clogged. Okay, I've got my jumper cables, a battery, and my two leads here. I'm going to hook up the cables to the battery, hook up these leads to the other ends of the cables, and jump this fuel pump and see if we can get it to click or not. So I pulled the fuel sending unit from the tank, and here's the gas. That is rough. Woo! That is definitely old gas. And I need to pull all this junk. That's the fuel, the main fuel pump, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that's the fuel pump. That's a pressure regulator, I believe, and that's the filter. So gotta get that out. Look how messy, nasty this thing is. Woo! Yeah. Yep. So, more fun to come. Let me show you some of the rot and rust while I'm under here. This is the rear section, where the spare is. Let's go underneath the car. That's a plug that's supposed to be in the floorboard. And that's where the old one on the front passenger side is supposed to be. That's not supposed to be there. So that's not great, but not the end of the world. It's just sheet metal. And I think on the other side there's a hole too. Yeah. See if you can see that. It's chilling. Yeah, that right there. Fun times. So I tested the fuel pressure sending unit here after cleaning it up with mineral spirits and then carb cleaner, I think, or contact cleaner. And here's what I have. One connection there. This phone is crapping out on me lately. Sorry. I think one connection broke off, but I could still test it with the two hot leads I have here, positive and negative. I did every single possible test I could think and switched them up here and here, did the actual connector, got absolutely nothing. So I reckon this little unit is bad. So with the help of my wife, I hooked up the battery, hooked my Jeep up to it, give it some extra juice, and had my wife turn the key and turn the car over as I sprayed starting fluid into the intake, and then worked the throttle, which I don't think I can, yeah, right there. And it fired up. It ran for a little bit until I ran out of starting fluid. So that is great news. It wants to run, and it's just a fuel delivery issue. So the first things really to do are sort out the bad sending unit. Sorry, not sending unit. Technically, that's the suction, I think it's called, suction pump per BMW. And the stuff underneath the car, which is the filter, the actual fuel pump. Yeah. So good news, I'm happy with that. I need to drop the tanks, clean them out fully, and take it from there. Okay, and the gas tank is out. Awesome. It wasn't too terribly difficult. The ending stage was trying to get the whole thing to drop down. I got this loose, the filler neck. I got a little overzealous and cracked this Y pipe that's up underneath the bench seat. I kind of forgot that was still hooked up, so I was tugging and tugging. I was like, what the heck? Why won't this thing drop? Well, that's why. And but now it's free, so I can empty this thing, deep clean it properly. Ah, good day. Got the car to fire on starting fluid. All good things today. All good things. Now, time for a break. Time to go shower, clean up, eat some food, get ready for work tomorrow.